Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So, inshallah, I hope everyone's doing well today. And I felt like this is important. And I always stress learning history, as learning history of Islam and just history in general really can be beneficial towards you and anyone else involved. Give me 1 second, inshallah, to send this out to people. And really, I feel like, this is an important topic to discuss because it's not the first time this has happened. And you're going to see it for as long as we may live, and for as long as this world carries on, you're going to see instances of dramatic events happening throughout time that can involve yourself or others. And really, like the topic really for this video, inshallah, is like the end of times and just doomsday and how this gives rise to these like doomsday cults. And we see this a lot with people claiming to be Imam al Mahdi, right? And as Muslims, we're all waiting for the Mahdi to come, and this will be, end of times, right? Okay, and we're like, oh yes, he's right there. I remember growing up in a Sufi tariqa where it was very prominent, right? The the leader of the Sufi tariqa was like, hey, I have met Imam al Mahdi. The end is near. You guys are going to be inside of the army of Imam Mahdi, and you're gonna fight in times. You're gonna fight of the Dajjal and the army of the Dajjal. All right, so this whole idea, right, and really, it comes from just a lack of knowledge or understanding about how like events worked in time in history, and how like you see these traumatic experiences happen, or you hear about what's going on in the world, and think that like all is lost, right? Oh, this is we are so cooked. We're so done. This is about to be the end of time. And history will tell you anything but that, right? History tell you that like we've seen great Islamic empires, civilizations come to a crumble, come to a fall, cease to exist, and it didn't end Islam, right? Islam doesn't stop because someone's injured or sick or dies. And throughout history, there's been thousands of people who claim to be Imam al-Mahdi. People have claimed it for themselves. You had like Hussein ibn Ali, his like great grandson, Zain Abidin. So you had that. You had just various other accounts. There is the sect of Shiism who believe that Imam Mahdi is alive and well, and he's in a cave somewhere, holed up at age 5 years old, and he just stayed there. He's aware of the events that happen in the world. He's like the 12th Imam, but we know him already, and he's hidden in a cave somewhere, just biding time until the end of time comes, right? And really, like you have to be careful for everyone. Is don't don't lose religion just trying to rush to the end of times, right? You still have your duties as a Muslim to oversee, to do, and to practice, because again, you're Muslim, and Islam doesn't stop. And this is something that we have to be diligent about, because we just had this with the whole a janazah situation. Oh, should you attend the janazah of innovators, those who were upon misguidance when they were alive, and they had to fall into some very extreme abidas that could have taken them out of the fold of Islam. Hey, well, uh, I care about them. I feel sad about them, so I'm going to disregard what my religion says that I can and can't do, because I feel some type of way about them, and about this person. And this is not what happens in Islam. It's not how it works. And I get it's personal, and I get that so many things happen where it's pulling at your heartstrings. You're seeing these things happen live in front of you, and you're like, dang, like it's just I don't know what to do anymore. But never lose faith in Allah, or never lose faith in Allah. And really, like in modern times, because folks always ask, oh, why would we have to know about history? Because history, it gives you a vantage point, right, on things that happen, so that your religion, right, my religion, inshallah, is never going to be compromised by something bad happening to the Muslims while I'm alive, because I have gone through the history books, gone through the history discourses and lectures and videos, and I've seen that yes, bad things happen to Muslims all the time, but like Islam didn't stop. Islam didn't cease to exist because bad things happen to the Muslims. What we have going on right now in Palestine, right? We have the Yahudi, they're bombing, massacring, genociding entirety of Gaza. They're even going into the surrounding areas in Syria and Lebanon, right? And it's a constant. Okay, we're gonna keep on just destroying every Muslim that we can find. We're going to eradicate the Palestinians from the entire strip of Palestine, right? This is the kingdom of Jerusalem. They're trying to just erase all of the Muslims, all of the Christians, and really even the actual Yahud, like the actual Yahud who are Semites, who've lived in that area for thousands of years. Those people they want to get rid of too, right? But again, this isn't, and this is why history is important, because this isn't the first time this has occurred. This isn't the first time that we have seen a power come into Muslim lands, invade, and attack other Muslims, right? This isn't the first time that we've seen this happen. So I feel like it's it's important to understand that. So let me explain something here, right? So this map right here, this is currently a map of just the overall world in the year 1178, right? So this is 20 years after the Second Crusade, right? So the Muslims have already fought back some of the Roman invaders and the Christian invaders, right? And this is, let's see, 1178. This is about 70 years before we have the fall of Baghdad, and a bunch of stuff happened in history where, like, okay, Muslims happen to go through bad things. When the First Crusades ended, right? I've done a video on this. You can look it up. You can do your research. But the Crusaders, right, when they came to Jerusalem, right, Jerusalem's right here, they turned the city red. They painted it red. They killed every Muslim man, woman, and child, right? Just destroyed it all. And that was like, dang, like this is terrible. I can't believe this happened. The same thing's happening again today. This is why history is important. There are Muslims who are probably extremely sad, heartbroken that they couldn't do anything, right, to stop the Crusaders from coming and killing every Muslim in Jerusalem, all of them, right? The Jerusalem, the kingdom of Jerusalem, destroyed, Muslims killed, right? And the Europeans, the Crusaders came. It became their state. It became the kingdom of Jerusalem that the Europeans owned, right? But guess what? Like, it's not funny, but Islam didn't cease to exist. Islam didn't stop because bad things happened to Jerusalem. Now, Salahuddin Ayyubi would liberate this Jerusalem from the Crusaders in like probably 10 years from now, like 1188, 1187. But again, Islam didn't stop just because so and so happened. Oh, okay, there was a bunch of Mahdis that just spawned into this time period. Well, the Jerusalem's been conquered, and these Europeans have done all this stuff like that. I'm now the Mahdi, and the end times is near, and we're gonna fight this stuff. No. Don't fall for that. Islam isn't going to be over because of that. Islam didn't end when the after Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam passed away, and we had the battles of Ridda, where the Ridda wars occurred, and everyone said, "Oh, I'm not going to follow you, Abu Bakr. I'm not going to follow you, Sahaba. I'm not going to pay your taxes." No. Islam didn't stop then. The Sahaba went and fought the wars. They won, and Islam carried on. After the Sahabis passed away, after you had Abu Bakr, Umar, Uthman, all of them, right? After they passed away, right? This is after the Tabi'in, Tabi'in. When they passed away, Islam didn't stop. When the Umayyads were in charge of the Muslim world, and the Umayyads were vastly in charge, and then the Abbasids came and they killed all the Umayyads besides one, Islam didn't stop. In 1258, when Genghis Khan came, right, to Baghdad. Listen, Genghis Khan came to Baghdad in 1258. Baghdad and the Abbasids, this was the pinnacle of like high society, knowledge, education, medicine, right, math, science. Like the Baghdad was like the capital, the center of knowledge for the whole world, right? And they're Muslim, right? They're Muslim, right? They were the capital of that for the whole world down there, right? Genghis Khan came. Not only did he kill everyone down there in the city, right? The libraries in Baghdad, he pushed them all into the rivers. destroyed it all. That was, oh man, that's, some people consider that to be the golden age of Islam, right? The golden age of Islam is the Abbasids as far as literature and all this stuff like that and knowledge, right? That's the golden age of Islam. And Genghis Khan came and destroyed all of that. Gone. All those books, all the like learning that they didn't study, all those people there, gone, killed, right? Guess what? Islam didn't stop because the Abbasids fell and Baghdad fell. Ibn Taymiyyah came after the Abbasids fell. So hey, guess what? Islam didn't stop. So the point of really, I'm trying to get across is that, hey, yes, bad things are going to happen. Allah says in the Quran, فَإِنَّ مَعَ الْعُسْرِ يُسْرًا إِنَّ مَعَ الْعُسْرِ يُسْرًا. It means like, yes, there's going to be, with hardship comes ease. Like, so then no matter what happens, right? No matter what happens to you in life, right? You go through some trials and tribulations, but then there will be ease at the end of the tunnel. It might not be in this life. You might struggle your whole life, right? You struggle, you fight, you do your best, and it feels like, dang, I never got to where I wanted to get to, but I struggled the whole time, right? And inshallah, you make it to paradise. Guess what? That's your ease, because this life isn't. The hadith is for the movement, for the believer. This life is a prison, and for the non-believer, it's a paradise. And so you have to remember that at really all times. Because I'm seeing now, getting to modern times, with yes, it's very sad. It's very sad. You see what's happening in Palestine and Gaza, and surrounding areas. You see what's happening in the Congo, in Sudan, in India. You see what's happening in Pakistan. You see what's happening in Kashmir, and all around the Muslim world. But let me tell you, you as a Muslim, right, still have your duties as a Muslim to Allah, right? Because you're not Muslim for other Muslims. You're not Muslim for, okay, well, I'm Muslim because so-and-so is a Muslim. You're Muslim because this is your fitrah. This is what you're supposed to do. So you can't stop praying. You can't stop doing your ibadah. You can't stop reading the Quran because someone over there is going through oppression. Someone over there is being oppressed. Someone over there is being killed, bombed. Praying for them is really the best thing you can do in a halal way. We're not going to go together to the masajid and organize a 10,000 dhikr circle for the people of Palestine. But we are going to keep them in our prayers, right, in our dua, so that we can say, hey, this is what we're supposed to do as Muslims. We're not going to. Okay, my whole screen is black. We're not going to go outside of the folds of Islam, or forsake Islam because bad things are happening to people in the Muslim world. Because bad things happen historically to the greatest people who lived, as far as Muslims are concerned, right? The people who hurt them, who did bad things to them, yes, it's terrible that it happened. But Islam again did not stop, right? None of the Sahabi are alive today. All right. I know there are some sects of the Shia who believe that Ali who is immortal and infallible, and they can speak to him and all the stuff like that. And there's people who believe that like Ali is going to rise from the grave and take down the enemies of Ahlul Bayt. So but just for majority of Muslims with common sense and a brain that functions and works properly, no one believes this. No one believes that the Sahabi are still alive. But guess what? You all are Muslim to this day. Your kids are Muslim. Your grandparents are Muslim. Your friends are Muslim, right? You go to the masajid every Friday for Jummah, and you see that the mosque packed with Muslims. It's not some, oh man, everyone just gave up because of what happened in India, or everyone gave up. This didn't happen. So just stay true to your religion, right? And be very wary of people like, oh, because bad things are happening right now, the end of times is surely near. Muslims are being this. Yes, there is 1,000 signs that the end times are near. But those signs, we've had signs for the last days in the time of the Sahabi, right? Over 1,400 years ago. So if someone comes to you today in 2024 and says, hey, listen, I know for sure when the end times are. They're actually very close. It's about to be like in a year or two, maybe even 10. All right. We're going to go and we're gonna be ready for the end times, and we're gonna fight the Dajjal, and we're gonna be part of the Mahdi's army and all the stuff like that. So join us. That person for sure to you is lying. No one knows the end times, and also there's supposed to be a khilafah that's before the end times. It's supposed to be 40 years of peace. Listen, I don't know what you consider peace, but I can assure you we're not currently in peace. We're not currently in peace at all. It's supposed to be a khilafah. The Mahdi is supposed to come, and then Isa ibn Maryam is supposed to come. So we have a fair few major things that have to occur before we get to the end times. But people just want to just gloss over that and rush to, oh my God, everything's bad now. Whatever we do, what you do is you put your faith in Allah, right? You put your faith in Allah, and you trust that Allah is the qadr of Allah. Allah is the best of planners. All right, that's what you have to do. So I hope that this will help out someone, maybe somewhere. It's like, hey, I'm so worried. I'm seeing these videos of the people who are getting bombed in Palestine, and I'm seeing these Muslim nations not come together and kick out the folks in Jerusalem and stop the Yahudi. Listen, during the time of the Crusades, the Fatimids were in some reports, at least, I haven't confirmed this myself, but some reports, the Fatimids were allied with the Crusaders. They wanted the Seljuk Turks, the Abbasids, to lose Jerusalem because the Fatimids were the first Shia Khalifa or Caliphate, and they were opposed to the Sunni Caliphate of the Abbasids, who were for the major Ummah. So this doesn't shock me at all. Muslims have been united for a long time, for a very long time. Salahuddin Ayyubi, actually, ironically enough, this is like, this is damn near the closest you get to a reunification, but he had to like go through and fight and kill his way back to unifying the major Muslim world, or the important parts of it. And even then, he didn't conquer Jerusalem until 1180 something. Islam hasn't been unified for a while now. And when it does unify, hey, listen, we'll have peace. We will have peace, because again, there's supposed to be 40 years of peace before the Mahdi, and before the end of times. So be wary of that. Do not try to join any doomsday cults. I don't care if someone comes to you with the biggest beard of all time, right? They have a beard down to their belly, and they're skinny, and they speak in a Fusha Arabic, and they're like, yo, I'm so and so, I'm Fulana Shah from so and so, and I'm going to I'm going to tell you, listen, I had a dream, and this too, listen, folks. Listen, if someone has a dream, all right, someone comes to you and say, listen, bro, I had a dream, and in my dream I saw that I'm this person. Stay away from this person. We're not taking anyone's dream seriously at all. None. All right. If you had a dream, alhamdulillah, good for you. Keep that dream to yourself. All right. You, sir, the person having the dream, are not the main character. You didn't all of a sudden deserve to have followers. And you, if you're going to follow the person, stay far away from people's dreams. Just folks have dreams, ideas. Their dreams do not equate to this being a truthful matter, a fact. And and this is the one thing that really irks my gears a lot is people. I had a dream about a Sahabi, or I had a dream about Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And so, these are true dreams. Okay, yes, you had a dream, but like, you're not a prophet. So there's no obligation for us to listen to you, take you seriously, or really be like, yo, man, you're just, I believe you so much about your dreams, because I also had dreams. You guys could just both be crazy. You guys could both be Majnun. I mentioned earlier about the people claiming to be Al-Mahdi when in the 1970s, Juhayman al-Utayba, maybe it was the 80s, but when Juhayman and his group, they went to the Holy Land, they went to Mecca, and they, surrounded the Kaaba and said, oh, this person right here is the Mahdi, right? They had someone named Hamad ibn Abdullah. He was from Mecca. He was going to come to Medina, or he was from Medina and come to Mecca. And they had, students of Medina University. They had people that had, similar dreams. They also, I had a dream too that he was the Mahdi, and so did I. They all thought, right, everyone in the group of Juhayman el-Otaibi, which is funny. It's funny how like Juhayman becomes like known as the leader of the group when like the person he claimed to be the Mahdi is supposed to be like just the leader of the group. This is how you know this is how you know how dumb it is, because Muhammad ibn Abdullah, I forget his exact name, in the group of Juhayman, but if Juhayman al-Taybi is saying, hey, this person is the Mahdi, this Mahdi person should be the leader of the group. But again, who cares? Anyway, so Juhayman al-Taybi, right? He's in charge for some reason of this Mahdi group, and the Mahdi, it seems, too. But again, they all thought to themselves and convinced themselves, hey, we are the group that's going to be with the Mahdi, and we have the actual Mahdi. They took the Haram captive and all this stuff. And they truly believe, right? Beyond a shadow of a doubt, hey, listen, we have the Mahdi on our side. And if an army comes to try and fight us, they're going to be swallowed up by the earth, sunken into the desert, all right? And we're going to be safe, and the end times are there, right? This is the 70s. This is before I was born. And it's like 30 years ago, 40, 50, 60. This is forever ago, right? This is forever ago when this occurs, right? And guess what? They weren't the group for the Mahdi. His Mahdi wasn't the Mahdi, and the end times didn't happen. All right, we didn't get the Dajjal here. We didn't get Isa here. We didn't get the Mahdi here. All right, because he was not him. Be very careful anyone saying they're the Mahdi. That they're absolutely not the Mahdi. And also, I mean, I know some people. There's a certain group that doesn't believe this, but the Mahdi is probably going to be more than likely an Arab. He's going to be Arab from Arabia, in Saudi, probably more than likely is where he's going to spawn in from. All right. So if there's a Mahdi who's like, hey, I'm a North African, or I'm Egyptian, or I'm from Pakistan or India or Bangladesh. Yeah, I'm the Afghan Mahdi. Like, yeah, nah, that's not how it works. Just be careful. All right, just be careful of the people that you choose to follow and let into your life. And don't forsake your religion because bad things happen. Don't rush to the end times. The end times are going to happen for sure. This is something we know for sure. But trying to ascertain when it occurs and the exact time and time frame, this isn't going to help you out. You're not going to know for sure. It probably is not going to happen in your lifetime. All right. My father is 73, 74 years old, right? My father has been telling me about the end times since I was a kid, right? And he's told me a lot, and it hasn't. It's all been because, again, we grew up in a environment where all the end times were there. My parents were always like trying to prep us for like the end. They're like, oh, we have. My parents have all these cans and canned goods and stuff. Oh, this is for sure going to be the apocalypse. It's like, okay, all right. And in my 27 years, it hasn't occurred. And in their whole lives, it hasn't occurred. But I get folks want to be, they want to be ready for when things occur. But you don't know when it's gonna. You don't know what's gonna happen at all. You don't know when it's going to occur. You don't know the time frame. You don't know how soon, how late. So yeah, just avoid that to the best you can. Put your faith in Allah, and learn the history of your religion. Right, you learn the history of Islam and the events that transpired and happened to Muslims prior. Right, you won't be as shocked by the things that occur in today's time. All right, because Jerusalem had been attacked before, and the Crusaders weren't just gonna. They wanted to expand the four counties. All right, the Crusaders had Edessa, Tripoli, Antioch, and Jerusalem, and they wanted to expand more and more and more. This is what's happening in Palestine right now. The Yahudi want to expand their borders to surrounding areas. It's not just the West Bank, also they want to expand to Lebanon and Syria, and so it's not going to stop. And be very sad, right? You can be hurt, you can be distraught when you see bad things happening, because again, we're in an era where it's so visible. It's so visible for you to see someone dismembered, dislimbed, a kid who just lost his entire family, all gone from mortar strikes. What you can do is pray. Yes, whenever, especially now, if you're in the West, America, for example, right? Isha's at 6:30 then. All right. After that, you can pray night prayers all night if you want to. Hey, ask Allah to grant them a shifa. Ask Allah to, do whatever you feel you need to do, right? Pray for them. However, many rakats that you want to pray, alhamdulillah, right? This is all. This would be your night prayers. You can ask Allah for help, ask Allah to help them, right? And just don't lose sight of that, right? Don't lose sight that there are things you can do, and prayer is something you can do all the time, right? But just avoid the innovations and the innovators and the people who are going to come to you, because I promise you, listen, it's not going to stop. There's been 1,000 plus people who claim to be Mahdi. It's not going to stop tomorrow. There's going to be more people claiming to be Al Mahdi, and you'll hear about stories of someone who believed that this person was a Mahdi, and you'll be like, how could they fall for that? But you would be in the same boat if you didn't learn about the previous claimants of the Mahdi and what to avoid and what to just do and not do. All right. So just be aware of that, inshallah. Try and just I don't know, just if not the Crusades, just think about any time that there's been, or that the great Muslims of the past have passed on, and we're still here today as Muslims, and we can refer back to them and the things that they did and see what happened to them to avoid similar mistakes. So inshallah, I never fall into the whole like, oh my God, Islam's over because of what's happening in this place, or if someone attacks Saudi, like, oh no, this is the end of Islam. No, I'm not going to jump out on a ledge. It's not how it works. As long as you're Muslim, as long as I'm Muslim, as long as Islam is global, Islam is protected by Allah, right? This is something that we know. This is not some man-made religion. This is religion protected by Allah, sit down by Allah, and so it's going to be just fine. Right? It's going to be just fine. Never ever forget that for as long as you live. It's like Islam will be just fine. All right. Subhanallah walhamdulillah wa la ilaha illallah wallahu akbar wa la hawla wa la quwwata illa billahi al-azim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.